The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What is Pink? By Christina Rossetti. What is pink? A rose is pink by a fountain's brink. What is red? A poppy's red in its barley bed. What is blue? The sky is blue where the clouds float through. What is white? A swan is white, sailing in the light. What is yellow? Pears are yellow, rich and ripe and mellow. What is green? The grass is green with small flowers between. What is violet? Clouds are violet in the summer twilight. What is orange? Hey, why, an orange, just an orange. Alone by Maya Angelou. Lying, thinking, last night, how to find my soul a home where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. There are some millionaires with money they can't use. Their wives run round like banshees. Their children sing the blues. They've got expensive doctors to cure their hearts of stone. But nobody, no nobody, can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Now if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering, the wind is gonna blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan, 'cause nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. Who has seen the wind? By Christina Rossetti. Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you, but when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I, but when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. The Land of Nod by Robert Louis Stevenson. From breakfast on through all the day, at home among my friends I stay, but every night I go abroad, afar into the land of Nod. All by myself I have to go, with none to tell me what to do. All alone beside the streams and up the mountain sides of dreams. The strangest things are there for me, both things to eat and things to see, and many frightening sights abroad, till morning in the land of Nod. Try as I like to find the way, I never can get back by day, nor can remember plain and clear the curious music that I hear. My Shadow by Robert Louis Stevenson. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me, from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow, for he sometimes shoots up taller than an India rubber ball, and he sometimes goes so little that there's none of him at all. He hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play. He can only make a fool of me in every sort of way. He stays so close behind me, he's a coward, you can see. I'd think shame to stick to Nursey as that shadow sticks to me. One morning, very early, before the sun was up, I rose and found the morning dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepy head, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. The Fog. Fog by Carl Sandburg. The fog comes on little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and city on silent haunches and then moves on. Chicago Poet by Carl Sandburg. I saluted a nobody. I saw him in a looking-glass. He smiled, so did I. He crumpled the skin on his forehead, frowning, so did I. Everything I did, he did. I said, "Hello, I know you." And I was a liar to say so. Ah, this looking-glass man, liar, fool, dreamer, play-actor, soldier, dusty drinker of dust. Ah, he will go with me down the dark stairway when nobody else is looking, when everybody else is gone. He locks his elbow in mine. I lose all, but not him. The First Dandelion by Walt Whitman. Simple and fresh and fair, from winter's close emerging, as if no artifice of fashion, business, politics had ever been. Forth from its sunny nook of sheltered grass, innocent, golden, calm as the dawn, the spring's first dandelion shows its trustful face. This is Just to Say by William Carlos Williams. I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Limericks. There was a young lady whose chin resembled the point of a pin, so she had it made sharp and purchased a harp, and played several tunes with her chin. There was an old man who supposed that the street door was partially closed, but some very large rats ate his coats and his hats, while that futile old gentleman dozed. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nest in my beard." There is a young lady whose nose continually prospers and grows. When it grew out of sight, she exclaimed in a fright, "Oh, farewell to the end of my nose." There was a young lady whose eyes were unique as to color and size. When she opened them wide, people all turned aside and started away in surprise. There was an old man in a tree whose whiskers were lovely to see, but the birds of the air plucked them perfectly bare to make themselves nests in that tree. And these were all by Edward Lear. The Dance of the 13 Skeletons by Jack Prelutsky. In a snow-enshrouded graveyard, gripped by winter's bitter chill, not a single soul is stirring. All is silent, all is still, till a distant bell tolls midnight and the spirits work their will. For emerging from their coffins, buried deep beneath the snow, 13 bony apparitions now commence their spectral show, as they gather in the moonlight, undulating as they go. And they'll dance in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack and the chitter and the chack and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. They shake their flimsy shoulders, and they flex their fleshless knees, and they nod their skulls in greeting in the penetrating breeze, as they form an eerie circle near the gnarled and twisted trees. They link their spindly fingers as they promenade around, casting otherworldly shadows on the silver-mantled ground, and their footfalls in the snowdrift. And they dance in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack and the chitter and the chack and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. The 13 grinning skeletons continue on their way. As to strains of soundless music, they begin to swing and sway, and they circle even faster in their ghastly roundelay. Faster, faster, ever faster, and yet faster now they race, winding, whirling, ever swirling in the frenzy of their pace. And they shimmer in the moonlight as they spin themselves through space. And they dance in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack, and the chitter and the chack, and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones. Then as quickly as it started, their nocturnal dance is done, for the bell that is their signal loudly tolls the hour of 1, and they bow to one another in their bony unison. Then they vanish to their coffins by their ghostly thoroughfare, and the emptiness of silence once more fills the frosted air, and the snows that mask their footprints show no sign that they were there. But they danced in their bones, in their bare, bare bones, with the click and the clack and the chitter and the chack and the clatter and the chatter of their bare, bare bones.